I'm Emily of British Girl Bakes, and I'm going to show you how to make these fun sugar lollipops, which are a great way to add colour and height to your cakes. Start by preparing your work surface. You'll need a non-stick surface like parchment paper, but it's really important to tape it down onto your work surface so that it's completely flat, because you don't want any wrinkles in it. This means that when you pour the sugar onto it, it will form perfectly round lollipops. You can use the silicone mat instead, but you also need to tape it down. Otherwise, the cooked sugar will spread out over the uneven surface and form irregular shapes instead of circles. Alternatively, you can use silicone moulds, but you won't be able to vary the size of your pops with these. If you're using moulds, place the sticks into the moulds in advance, which blocks off the stick section of the mould, so the sugar will only form the round disc. Next, measure out your ingredients. To make about 12 lollipops, you'll need 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of light corn syrup, 2 tablespoons of water, and 1 teaspoon of whatever flavour you like. I tried substituting the corn syrup, using liquid glucose instead, but the pops were cloudy, so corn syrup is really essential for these pops. If you're enjoying this tutorial, please click the thumbs up button. I teach online cake decorating courses, and if you'd like to find out more, I've put the link in the top of the screen and in the description below. Place a saucepan on your stove over medium-high heat. You can stir it to begin with to incorporate the ingredients, but once it starts boiling, stop stirring, because adding a spoon at this point can cause the liquid to crystallize. Instead, you can use a pastry brush, brushing down the sides of the saucepan to incorporate any sugar that's stuck there. You need to heat the liquid to 310 degrees Fahrenheit, which will take about 5 minutes. And you'll definitely need a candy thermometer for this. Depending on the size of your saucepan, you might need to tilt it so that the bulb of the thermometer is completely submerged in the liquid and gives you an accurate temperature. The liquid must get to exactly 310 degrees because this is the hard crack stage. Then you want the heating to stop, so have a big pot of iced water ready, and after removing the saucepan from the heat, plunge it in the iced water until it stops bubbling. Now you'll need to work really fast before the sugar cools. If you're using parchment paper, pour the sugar directly onto it, and you can vary how much you pour, depending on what size pops you want. Then press the sticks in immediately and add any sprinkles, which you might need to press in gently so that they stick. Be really careful because the sugar is hot. If your pops aren't perfectly round, you can shape them using a round cookie cutter, a piping tip, or even a metal offset spatula, nudging the sides gently to manipulate the shape. If you find that the sticks or the sprinkles aren't sticking, it's because the sugar has cooled, and that's why it's really important to work fast. Leave the pops to cool, which will take about 30 minutes, and then they'll lift easily off the parchment paper. To use a silicone mould, also pour the cooked sugar immediately after plunging it in the cold water. A fun way to add colour to these is to use gel food colouring on a toothpick, and just swirl it around after pouring the sugar into the mould. Moulds will give your pops a more exact round shape, and if you pour the sprinkles in first, you'll be able to use the part facing down in the mould as your front, so the stick will be at the back where it's less noticeable. You can't really do this for pops that you pour onto parchment, because if you pour the sprinkles first, they'll manipulate the shape of the sugar and the pops won't form a nice round shape. Once the pops have cooled, stick them into your cake, pressing firmly to push them into the cake, but gently in case your hand slips. Thanks for watching! I share a new cake decorating tutorial every week. Click the red subscribe button so you don't miss one.